Hello, you are welcome to this class. Today we'll be talking similarities and differences of empirical, philosophical, and historical research. I am Olakunle Titus Ajiyo. Systematic inquiry. All three research types involve a structured approach to understanding a phenomenon or problem. Simply put, you are not carrying out any research, be it empirical, which is scientific, philosophical, or historical, if there is no problem to identify. If you have not identified any problem, you don't need any research. Research are meant to solve real-time problems. Then all the three, they search for knowledge, because each aim to expand knowledge and contribute to existing literature in its field. Another point is that all these three types of research, they all require logical reasoning, analysis, and critical interpretations of data, concepts, or events. You see? Then they all tend towards problem solving. They all aim to address specific questions, whether about human existence or human experiences, about which is empirical, maybe about abstract idea, which is philosophical, or on a past event. They all seek to solve problem. Now let's go to the differences. So we're looking at the focus of research. Now, focus of empirical research is for observation and data from the real world. Then philosophical research, the focus of philosophical research is abstract reasoning about concept, value, existence, and the likes. The focus of historical research is events, people, and culture from the past. So now, then looking at methodology of these different types of researches, you see that for empirical, the methodology is usually experiment or survey. It could be observation, it could be statistical analysis. These are the methodology. Then for philosophical research, we are talking the methodology is on logic, is on argumentation, is on conceptual analysis. Then for historical, the methodology of historical research is delving into documents, document analysis, archival research, or historiography. These are the methodology of historical research. So now let's look further. Data source for empirical research is from primary data, such as survey or experiments. Data source for philosophical research is text, theories, or logic. That is where you get your data that you will later begin to argue and then relating if you are doing a philosophical research. Then if you are doing a historical research, your data source is both a primary and secondary historical documents. So now let's look at the nature of the data. Nature of the data for empirical research is quantitative, or sometimes it could be qualitative and qualitative. Then for philosophical research, the nature of data is abstract idea, logical premises. These are the nature of the data that you will be dealing with. Then if you are on a historical research, the nature of your data will be like factual records, narratives, and timelines. Now let's look at the outcome of each of these type of research. When you are on empirical research, which is scientific research, the outcome should be verifiable results, patterns or correlations. That should be your outcome. But for philosophical, it should be in the area of philosophical theories, frameworks, or interpretations. Then for historical, the outcome of historical research should be in the area of historical narratives, interpretations, or past events. So, moving forward, let's look at verification. If you want to verify, every research is not an end on itself, it's a means to an end, meaning that it could be verified. One could still further to give authenticity to such or have some different views, as the case may be. So, no one is an island of knowledge. No one is island of knowledge. Now, verification of empirical research, if you want to verify it, you should verify through observation and replication. Like if I have carried out a research in a so place, you can carry out in another place to see whether there is, or even in that same, if you really want to see if the data is real or not, you can replicate it again in that place to see, and then authenticate it, or otherwise, or you do it in a similar context. If I'm working with UI students, being a federal university, you can choose to observe such variables among a university, Obafemi Awolowo University, which is also a federal, or University of Lagos, or University of Ilorin, as the case may be. So, to see if I'm working on Lee City here, you can be working on Trinity University in Lagos, because this is private. You should also work. So, you are trying to, that is what we call verification. Then in research, meaning that any research you carried out, any other person can pick it up and then try to see the consistency, and then come out with his or our own result to either support yours or be at variance with it, as the case may be. So example of empirical research. Okay, we're still talking about verification. I said that true for empirical is through observation and replications. Then for philosophical research, through logical coherence and clarity of reasoning. You see? So that is how to verify philosophical research. Then for historical, through case referencing or documents and contextual analysis. That is how to verify it. So then an example, like a topic example. If you are like a topic for empirical research, could be impact of drug use on academic performance. That's empirical work. Then if you have a topic like the nature of justice or free will, you see, you begin to argue, you begin to bring out your reasoning concerning these things. That's a philosophical. It's a kind of a philosophical research topic. Then example of historical research topic is you can have something like colonial rule in Nigeria and its impact on education. You see, you are trying to look at the past to justify the present and the future. So another point here is a number of chapters. Chapterization is very important in research. So when you are on empirical research, it's usually 5 chapters. It's usually 5. Well, your thesis, your report is usually in 5 chapters. So when you're dealing with philosophical research, it's usually in 6 chapters. Historical research is usually in 4 chapters. But you can do some historical research and it goes to even 7 chapters. But usually it's in 4 chapters. Empirical research is usually in 5 chapters. Some might go above it, depending on what you are trying to get at. So it depends. So for now, we will be looking into the next class. And in our next class, why we deem it fit to bring forth these differences in empirical, philosophical, and historical research is that one should know that the template we gave earlier. That was our yesterday's class. That one is on empirical research, which is scientific research. So the template for philosophical research is a bit different, and that of historical research is a bit different. Maybe in our subsequent classes, I can bring forth these templates, but going forward, we will deal with empirical research from chapter 1, from background to the study. We will let you know what you should expect in the background of an empirical study, what you should expect in the statement of problem, and what you are expected to write as a student on research. So what is expected of you? Let me put it that way. What is expected of you when you are dealing in your background? So each of the points, from 1.1 to 5.4, I will break everything down in bits such that you carry out your research easily. And please feel free to ask questions, to consult, to... Thank you for listening. Kindly comment, like, and follow for more.